Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well, you're having a good day or night. It's Blake here with another discussion video, and today this is probably the most random one I've made yet, but I'm going to be talking about the animation of Madagascar. It's a Dreamworks movie from, I believe, 2006, and yeah, it's about these four animals: a lion, a zebra, a hippo, and a giraffe, and they're zoo animals, but they are transported to another zoo, and the boat crashes along the way, and they land in Madagascar. And the movie is just them living out their new crazy life there and going insane, and just it's a lot of fun. And this was a movie I watched a lot when I was a kid, all the time, like Shrek and Cars and stuff like that. Like, I watched this movie all the time. And I still watched it pretty frequently up until a few years ago. I haven't watched this movie in a few years. And I just watched it the other day, and it was so... It's not like the most amazing movie ever or anything. It won't change your life probably, but it was just so much fun. Like, now, especially like now I'm older, there are like so many words I didn't even know the meaning of when I used to watch it as a kid, and some jokes I caught that I obviously wouldn't know as a kid. But the main thing I took note of and just couldn't stop gushing over the whole time I was watching the movie is just the animation. Like, I laughed at it as a kid, like, oh, how they look funny, but now I can appreciate it a bit more. Like, I'm not an animator myself, but I've seen, I'm in a lot more different types of video games now and movies and stuff like that, and I've seen a lot more different types of animation and quality stuff and not so quality stuff, so I can appreciate some quality animation when I see it. And this movie, even though it came out a while ago, it's still like, yeah, the lighting and like the, I guess, textures, like all the details and stuff, it doesn't look as good as a movie today, just in terms of like the raw graphics themselves, but the way the characters move is my favorite thing about the animation in this movie, because like the animations are just so fast and zany and eccentric, and it's just so funny. It's just so fun the whole way through. Every character is done like this, I believe, like at least the main characters and the animals and stuff. And it's just so much fun to watch because it's just so frantic, So I'm going to be going over a specific scene today in this video, or at least part of this scene. I'm going to be going over the Grand Central Station scene, or as it's called on the Fandango channel, Caught in Grand Central Station scene. I don't know why they put scene at the end of the title, but anyways, yeah. So I'm going to be going over part of the Grand Central Station scene from pretty early on in the movie, and it's just when the zebra, his name is Marty, played by Chris Rock, or voiced by Chris Rock, he wants to leave the zoo, and he's going to try and find a train so he can go to Connecticut. And his friends, the lion, the hippo, and the giraffe, are Alex, Gloria, and Melman. They go to the train station and they try and stop him and make sure he's okay, and they succeed in finding him, but they're the humans try to transport them to another zoo, but obviously that doesn't work out as intended. So I'm just going to be going over a few specific, parts of the scene, just some of the bits of the animation in the scene that stood out to me. So the first bit is as Alex is heading up to the upper level of the station. He is just causing a ruckus on the escalator, like the humans are just running away from it. Yeah, I don't know what the heck he was doing, because it looks like he was riding the handle of the escalator, and then he just jumps onto this light above it and just swings around for a second and hops off another handle, and then he gets beat up by this old woman. So I'm going to play the scene, or at least the specific parts of the scene that I want to talk about, and then I'm just going to kind of break it down and talk about like the specific bits of zaniness, if you catch my drift. So
Suicide, we have an emergency here. This is an emergency situation. No need. Hey, just chill out. It's not that big of an emergency. Hey,
Did you How do you like that?
yeah. Oh, lady, what is wrong with you? Get a grip on yourselves, people.
You're a bad kitty.
yeah, like the way this old woman, oh my gosh, it's so funny. The way she moves, like I guess a good way to put it is like the characters are moving so fast sometimes, or like exerting so much energy and putting so much effort and strength into what they're doing. Like they could be breaking through a brick wall, or like here beating up a lion, and after like every punch, or after they jump through that brick wall, they just like stop on a dime. And in something like Sonic Forces, which is totally different, I know, but just to compare it where I've heard it described like this before. Sonic Forces, that was like a gameplay issue. It was like there wasn't really any momentum or proper physics. It was just all wrong. It was just all wrong. And yeah, so after you'd be running at top speed, if you just release the stick, even if you're boosting, you just stop just like that. And it was just wrong. Like, you would need a second to slow down a bit progressively. You know, it's how running and life works, you know. So yeah, but here at Madagascar, that's not like a gameplay issue with like physics and stuff. It's just an interesting style of animation that I think really benefits this movie, because it makes every character so fun and not necessarily unique from each other, but like it makes the animation style of the movie itself unique. I don't think the next two movies kept this animation style. I think they're a bit more just normal, you know, but because I haven't watched those in a while either. But this movie, like, it's so funny. Oh my gosh, like how after she kicks him in the batteries and he goes flying up into the air, he just stays up there for a second, then comes right back down, and then just sprays him with the pepper spray. If you pause at the right frame, oh, his eyes are just bugging out there, and she just throws him over his shoulder and his eyes are bugging out. Like, the voice acting is another thing that really stands out, because the animation is great enough already. It's kind of like something, it's like Sonic Boom. I have made a lot of Sonic Boom related videos on my channel, and I like to think that I've kind of helped bring more attention to that show and the skills of Roger Craig Smith in the voice of Sonic in particular. And one complaint I've seen a few times when it comes to that show is like, yeah, the voice acting is great and it's still really funny, but the animation doesn't always do proper full justice to the voice acting, because the voice acting is so good, and like the Sonic Deserves Better Than This video, I believe that's what it's called, where it's like quitting being a hero. And somebody said like the voice acting is so great, like Roger's going all out, he's yelling at the top of his lungs, but the animation, he just looks like mildly inconvenienced.
What I think is compassionate? Saving the village from Eggman, like every week. But do I get any props for that? No! Everyone just goes around gasping at me when I call a guy, or people. I quit heroing, and I quit this stupid group!
For here with Madagascar, I feel like it's pretty much the opposite. And not the opposite in the way that the animation is solid, but the voice acting isn't good. Like, it's just both are, you know, not perfect, obviously, but perfect. Like, you know, just like, oh, I love this so much, and just kind of call it perfect. Yeah, it's just so good. Like, after, like, once he's up close to the camera, after she throws him over his shoulder, he's just trying to take care of his eyes after she pepper sprayed him, and it's just like, oh, lady, what is wrong with you? It's so funny. Oh my gosh, she beats him with her purse again, just backing away. And that pose she made is like, if any of you guys have seen the Slap 2, I used it in an Invincible meme, like Invincible in a nutshell. Her posture looks like Larry from the Slap 2. I'll show a second of the Slap 2 here.
Part 2, coming soon.
Like, yeah, she looks exactly like that, right? And she's like, her hunched over posture and how, like, it looks like she's holding buckets of water in both her hands, and her eyes are just bugging out. Ew, that is a cursed frame. That looks awful. I'll take a screenshot of that. Anyways, moving on to the next bit of the scene is when Melman, the giraffe, he emerges from the bottom level along with Gloria, the hippo, to go see Marty, the zebra, who Alex, the lion, has just found. And while Melman is making his way up there, he has like tissue boxes on his feet or hooves or whatever. And the crazy old woman just slaps on the buttocks with her purse and sends him flying across the smooth floors. And he gets his head stuck in this clock. And the way, like, he just swings his head around so fast, like, if he hit you with that, he would knock you out and probably shatter the glass too. But it's like, it's like a wrecking ball on crack or something. It's so funny. And the way he moves, like his legs, man, his legs are just bugging out. It looks so funny. So that was a much quicker segment than the first one, but still, like, the animation is still great and the voice acting is still really funny.
He's got him!
He's got him! He's got him! He's got him!
I got something for you!
Whoa! I'm okay.
Moving on to the next part, after everybody is grouped up in front of Marty, and Alex is like, oh, hey, look, hey, Marty said he's fine. Look, I'll play it here.
I'm fine. Look at me, I'm fine.
You're fine? Oh, he's fine. Oh, great. Hey, you hear that? Marty's fine. Oh, that's good to know. Because I was just wondering, how could you do this to us, Marty? I thought we were your friends.
What's a big deal? I was coming back in the morning!
Don't you ever do this again. Do you hear me?
Do you hear him?
Guys, we're running out of time.
Oh, Melman, you broke their clock!
Yeah, that's crazy. So, first what happens is Alex is just, you know, pretend being glad. Obviously he's actually glad, but pretending to be just totally fine about Marty being in a good, healthy condition. And he's just sitting perfectly still, and then in like one frame he just goes up to Marty, just dashes at him and starts strangling him. Oh my gosh, if you just slow this down and just look at their eyes bugging out and every individual shake and everything, the voice acting is so great. It just looks so funny. You see what I'm talking about? And obviously this isn't at like 60 frames per second or anything, I don't think. Maybe it could be, because this is the, excuse me, as I'm sure you can tell, this is the Fandango uploaded. Did I pronounce it? Fandango. That's even dumber than Fandango. The movie clips uploaded version of the scene, so it looks really clear, and I don't know, maybe it's 60 FPS, but here it just looks like choppy, kind of like Spider-Verse. Like the animations are just progressing so fast and it looks so funny. It's like, with Spider-Verse, that was done a bit more to make it look like a moving comic, I believe, but here it's just like, you know, the zany animation style I just can't shut up about, and wouldn't, if you asked the people I watched this movie with, like, what was I talking about the whole time besides the jokes and stuff, it would be the animation. So moving on to the next segment of the scene I'm going to take a look at, it's when the whole, like, police squadron just shows up to Grand Central Station after somebody called the police, because, you know, there's some wild zoo animals here. It makes sense for them to, like, call the police or somebody to take care of it. Maybe not pet control or something, but, you know, or animal control or whatever. But it's a logical course of action. But they literally sent the whole police force. Like, there is so many of them. I wonder, like, I would love to ask one of the animators of this movie, like, how many police officers are there? Like, it's just 4 animals, and obviously there's some pretty dangerous animals, at least they have the potential to be dangerous, but like, that seems a little excessive. And then after they just come in here, the camera pans to the penguin sitting on his bench and saying, oh.
You've been ratted out, boys.
Oh, it's so funny. And the funny thing is, like, when they put their little arms out, they're so cute and short and stuff. They're just sitting there on the bench, and although a light is on them, maybe from a police helicopter or something, they're so small and, like, not to be rude, but like insignificant in terms of size, that like nobody probably even noticed they were there. Well, actually they did, because they were put into captivity on the boat with the rest of the animals before they hijacked it and crashed it on Madagascar. But still, like, at first they thought it was them causing the ruckus, but they were just sitting there reading a newspaper. It's so funny. And that cuts back to Alex still strangling Marty. Just like, oh no, they got me. And then, oh my gosh, there are firemen there too. Like, and that guy playing the drums, that Melman, just destroyed that dude's drums. And that crazy old woman, her freaking eyes are so terrifying. Like, somebody needs to make like a YouTube pooper. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I may make a meme out of this movie or something, or like a few meme videos from this movie, but like, I just had to make this discussion video just about the animation alone. Like, the movie, like the plot and stuff isn't too complex. It would be like a 2-minute video, just me saying the movie's fun, go watch it. But here, when I get to gush about this one particular factor, that is something I can really go off about. Oh my gosh, and then the chimpanzees trying to get train tickets, and then they were just staying on top of each other. Those guys are funny. Just Alex strangling Marty, just won't let him go. It's just so funny, man. Skipping ahead just a few seconds here to when Alex is trying to communicate with the police officers, but obviously they can't understand him. To them, it just sounds like, whoa. So, Marty is like, I'm not cuckoo, and then Alex says, yes you are, just let me take care of this.
You know what? Everything's cool. We just, had a little situation here. A little internal situation. Actually, my friend just went a little crazy. Happens to everybody. This city gets to us all. Just went a little cuckoo in the head.
Hey, don't be calling me cuckoo in the head.
Just shush! I will handle this.
Oh, I got him!
Oh, another cursed frame. There's so many cursed images in this movie. You should just pause at the right time or just slow down like I'm probably going to in this video. I don't know what I'm going to use as the footage yet, but that'll probably be it. Anyways, the old woman comes in and kicks him in the nuts again. I mean, gosh, that wasn't even too... Oh my gosh, if you pause at the right moment, when her leg is all the way extended, his behind is like higher up than her head, dude. She hit him good, like bad, but and then she celebrates afterwards. Those police officers had every right to tackle that one. I mean, they didn't tackle her, they lifted her up and carried her away, but still. And then the voice acting again is just in pain. Like, all my guys out there know, like, that's a pretty realistic reaction.
Would you give a guy a break?
And then, let's see. Oh, him just trying to communicate with them again, and then just walking up to them and making gestures and hand movements and stuff. They're just terrified at everything. And then he foolishly tries and amuses them, but he roars instead, and obviously that's scary. And he tranks him.
Just gonna take my little friend here home and forget this ever happened. All right? No harm, no foul, right? Oh, no. Hey, it's cool. It's me, Alex, lion, from the zoo. What's the matter with them? Ow! Ow!
And then the final, I believe this is the final little bit of the scene I'm going to be talking about, the final segment, is right when he gets tranked. The way he just like glides around the floor and then just falls over, just goes in a circle, does a little ballerina twirl, and then falls. He just bounces. It's so... Plus the music there too, like I think there was a little piano in there or something. That was so funny. Yeah, I mean, I may make like a little mini sequel to this video or something. I'm not sure, but just... Oh my gosh, I just need to make at least this one video just talking about the animation, because if you haven't seen this movie at all, or if you haven't seen it in a while, I cannot recommend it enough, because it's not the most amazing thing ever, but like, it's just fun to watch, even though it's like a kid's movie. Technically, you know, like maybe a family movie, that's what they labeled it as. I think it would be enjoyed by anyone, honestly. I mean, obviously comedy is subjective and all that, but I mean, just give it a chance, man. At least watch a clip or something, because it's so... Oh my gosh, I just had so much fun watching it, man. The only reason I made this video is just because how much fun I had watching it. It was so... Oh my gosh, it was so fun, dude. Just the animation was just a pleasure to look at. The voice acting was a pleasure to hear. And, oh my gosh, it's just so funny. I'll probably make like a King Julian compilation or meme, or just so much potential this movie has to be memed and talked about and stuff, you know. It needs to be recognized again. So I hope this does a little bit in maybe compelling you, to give a clip of this movie or the movie in its entirety a watch. And I hope you enjoyed the video, had fun looking at those cursed images, and just had some laughs, you know, because that's what I had some laughs when I watched this movie. So yeah, go check it out if you haven't, or at least consider. I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a great day or night, whatever it is, wherever you are. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.